Now, as we continue our coverage of the devastating flooding, we are hearing from more residents and property owners still trying to process everything that's happened.
Yeah, our Julissa Garza is live in Kirk County. And Julissa, you're at a location we've reported from before, but what are you seeing there now?
Hey, Devon and Steph, that's right. I'm at Blue Oak RV Park. It's not far from where we were at yesterday. Our crews were here on Sunday, but now we're getting a closer look at the trail of destruction and damage left behind. I'm going to move out of the way to give you a closer look at what we've been seeing since we've arrived here. Now, this RV park was packed for the 4th of July holiday weekend, but as we know, that celebration turned into tragedy. Now, I want everyone to know this property isn't just an RV park. The family who owns it also runs a restaurant here, a construction business, and their home right next door to it all. Now, Lorena Guillen and her husband were here. They're the owners of this property when the flood waters rushed in. And now they're still trying to recover, rebuild, all while processing what happened in those terrifying overnight hours. This is what Blue Oak RV Park in the Texas Hill Country looked like July 3rd.
The water was crystal clear. You could see the fish at the bottom. Kids were jumping in the water, swimming, kayaking, and everything. It was just perfect weather.
But now the park, which is near the Guadalupe River, carries a haunting memory after catastrophic flooding.
I got awakened by the lights of the rescue team. One of my residents, Nick, called 911 because he could hear people yelling from the island.
Lorena Guillen and her husband started banging on doors.
My husband ran into the water because, you could see the father walking towards us with his 2 babies in his hands. So my husband got in the water. And so there was, then all of a sudden it came a wave of water, and it took everybody. It took the father, the children, the mother. It took my husband too, but he was closer to the edge that he got snagged on a rebar or something, and he was able to climb out before my retention wall came crumbling down.
Lorena says she was trying to get folks to higher ground on the restaurant patio. The floodwater was so strong, lifting structures and cars.
You could see dozens of cars floating away with the lights on, and you can hear people honking, and you can hear screaming, a lot of screaming. We saw the cabins from next door smashing into the trees. That's why you see a lot of the scarring on the trees. That's where the cabins were hitting.
Nearly a week later, the cleanup continues. Crews searching for people missing.
They've taken about 38 vehicles out of here.
Everywhere she turns, she sees devastation and says each day it hits her harder. You see the devastation, but it still vividly plays in your mind what happened in the middle of the night here.
Yes, and I cannot get the screams out of my head. That's the part that when I close my eyes, all I can hear is the screaming.
Now, Lorena does tell me she wishes that she could have done more, but she and her husband helped save so many lives that night. Only one family, unfortunately, didn't make it. Now, the restaurant that they own up here is back open. It's on higher ground. It did take on some water, but they're pressing forward. Now, Lorena's focus is on rebuilding, supporting her employees, and holding on to the strength of this community that continues to show up for each other. Now, again, another look out here at the RV park. You can see so many trees knocked down, a lot of debris, and Steph and Devon, I'll tell you, we also see large pieces of cement and pavement on the sides, just showing you how strong the floodwaters were. And, later, hopefully we can go stand closer to the restaurant again to give you another visual of just how far this water reached. But Lorena and her husband, both so strong for sharing their story with us. And as we mentioned, our crews were here Sunday, but you get another look here and you can still see the devastation that was brought on to this community.
Wow, Julissa, strength on full display there in Kirk County this morning. Thank you so much. Well, crews are now on day 8 of searching for survivors, and right now more than 2,000 people are on the ground helping with that search.
We are joined now by CNN's Lee Waldman, who's live for us this morning in Kerrville. Lee, good morning to you. What else do you know about the search efforts that are happening today?
Steph, Devon, it's good to be with you both. We know that the search and rescue efforts have been ongoing for more than a week. I'm looking behind our camera. I see a boat driving on the road right now, being towed behind a truck. We know that this is all a part of the ongoing rescue efforts that are happening here as they work to try and hopefully find these survivors, but mostly are recovering victims' bodies. We know that there's helicopters overhead. We saw a Coast Guard helicopter yesterday. And we also know that they're utilizing canines on the ground and drones up in the sky. All of this has been going on for a week now since these deadly floodwaters moved into this area. These groups tell us that they're not going to give up until every single person who is swept downriver is brought back home again.
All right, Lee, you've been in Kerrville for nearly a week now. Are members of the community calling for improved warning systems? Because we have heard a lot about this week.
Steph, I'm glad you brought that up. So we know from CNN reporting that the longtime director of Camp Mystic, that camp that was devastated by this flooding, he had been calling for years now, warning about the threat of flooding for his camp. And ultimately, he was killed by those floodwaters, saving some of those campers. There's an online petition right now that it's garnered over 40,000 signatures from the community here in Kerrville, or in the Kerr County community as well, calling for these warning sirens to be put into place. There's also a Texas state senator who is proposing legislation next legislative session, hoping that the state can help the counties put in these early warning systems. We know down the road from where we are in Comfort, Texas, that they have these warning systems in place, sirens that go off if the river is getting high and floodwaters are moving in. And in that community, there was no fatalities.
Lee, before we let you go, we see that there are some crosses there behind you. Can you tell us what's with the display there behind you with those crosses?
Absolutely, Devon. So we spoke with the artist who is behind these crosses put into place here. He says he's making one for every single victim that was lost in this terrible flooding that happened. So you see the crosses here. These ones look newer. The original crosses he put into place, those were actually made out of pieces of wood that he found in the Guadalupe River, whether they be from people's homes that were broken or pieces of trees that he found in the Guadalupe River. He's also working on painting a mural. All of this is a growing display with flags and flowers and crosses honoring those who were taken just a week ago today.
Wow, quite the tribute there for those who are no longer with us, sadly. Lee, thank you. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are expected to visit Kerrville today to get an up-close look at the destruction left behind. Earlier this week, President Trump issued a major disaster declaration for Kerr County. Of course, we'll be there live in Kerr County to cover his visit later this morning. Also now, Governor Greg Abbott is directing the Texas Division of Emergency Management to officially request more counties be added to that declaration. That list includes Travis County, where 8 bodies have been recovered and 4 people are still missing, Williamson, Burnett, Tom Green, and San Saba counties.